You are listening to the We'd Like to Announce podcast with Derek Joseph.
This crowd is going crazy! I'm going crazy!
And Aaron Monson.
It's a fake punt, and they find Deion Henley, who catches it, and he's at the 30!
The We'd Like to Announce podcast starts now. All right, welcome to another edition of the We'd Like to Announce podcast. I'm Derek Joseph here with my co-host Aaron Monson. And Aaron, there's an unfamiliar face in our chat right now. Would you mind telling me who this guy is?
Yeah, so from what you can see below, this beautiful blonde-haired, bushy-eyed Coug, as you can tell from the jersey behind him. This is Beau Braden, ladies and gentlemen, one of our good friends from Washington State University. Get up for Beau.
Oh, thank you for having me. You're
Beau
too
Braden.
kind.
Yeah, we're so glad you're here, Beau. How you doing? How's life in Vancouver treating you so far?
Oh, I'm well. No, it's nice being back home. Vancouver, WSU Vancouver is definitely different from Pullman. I've been enjoying my time. I have seen an unreasonable amount of roller backpacks so far, so I guess that's where we all went after high school with the roller backpacks is WSUV. But other than that, like, go Cougs, and we're doing great.
Oh man, I haven't had one of those since like second grade. I missed.
Yeah, I know. I've seen like
roller
four.
backpacks.
I've seen like four.
That's incredible.
Okay.
Wait,
This
hold
is
on.
a
You actually
different
had a roller
spot.
backpack, Derek? You had one?
Like I've seen them rolling around campus.
Wait, but pause. Like, Derek, you've actually owned a roller
yeah.
backpack?
Yeah, second grade. I owned a roller backpack. It was the worst decision I ever made in my life. Thing was loud, super obnoxious.
Why did your parents let you choose that kind of backpack?
I did.
Though?
Here's the thing.
'Cause it was
I wasn't the
stylish.
one who chose it. They were just trendy at the time, Aaron. They were a new thing.
They
Nobody had
were
ever
never
seen them.
trendy. They were never
Yes,
trendy.
yes, they were, Aaron.
No, they were not.
If you were a
No, they were
child,
not.
if you were a child in 2005, like I was, because I am a little bit older than you. Than
I
both
thought you
of
were like 14, 15 in 2005.
Hey, I'm not that old, Aaron. Come on. Aaron always has
Every
to make
episode.
a crack
episode.
at my age, just a little
How
bit.
old
I'm
are
only
you?
I'm only 25.
44.
Okay, I'm 24. What's the deal, Aaron? Jeez.
But
You guys are just a bunch of old heads.
But anyway, so those things were on a slight trend in the year 2005 because they were new and nobody had ever really seen them. So, my parents went and got me one. And
Derek was tracking trends at 6 years old.
Seriously, I was
did
thinking
not.
that. It's like,
Southwest Washington it was not as trendy down here. I don't know where you were growing up, but
Kirkland.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Redmond and Kirkland. Yep. All right. Well, anyway, Beau, since you're new to the show, I'll let you know how we usually like to start this bad boy. Usually, if any of us has anything we'd like to get off of our chest, and as far as the sports world goes, that's what we like to express in the beginning of the show. So, do you have something in the sports world that's either making you mad or you just want to talk about that you'd like to say? It can be whatever you want it to be.
Anything. Literally anything.
yeah. First off, why does Kirk Schultz want to just keel over and die? Did you guys see the letter that he put out to
what did he
WSU fans? He basically said, and we'll have to pull it up, but he wrote this letter to WSU, and I'm gonna totally botch it, but what I got from it was basically I give up. It was like a white flag, and it's like, I know Oregon State and us, we got left behind. And we've been competing as like the lowest revenue university in the Power Five for however many years, and we're just gonna find a situation that suits the kind of university and the programs we hold, and we'll just make do.
Make do with being an FBS school.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
he just wants to keel over and die. Like, it was just, I'll have to pull up the article and see exactly what he said, but it was just so deflating. And it's like, oh man, like Coach Leach is rolling over in his grave right now reading that letter, because that is not what Washington State University is about. Like, we find a way and we scratch and we claw and we hang with the best of them despite our limitations. We don't just say this is who we are and accept that we're lesser just because we don't have as much money as USC or Ohio State. Like, that's not who we are. And our president is the head of our university is saying, no, that's us. We're just gonna hang back and get left behind, and it's fine because they should move on without us. So that's pissing me off because WSU is excellent.
Yeah.
We've been excellent. Like, within the last 5 years, we were a top 10 football program, and volleyball's amazing, and women's basketball is on the national stage.
Yeah. No, that I was not even aware of that letter until you brought it up, Beau, and that just gives me yet another reason to not like Kirk Schultz at all. Because this guy just does not speak with any confidence at all. Anytime I've heard him give any kind of public announcement or public address, and like I saw him botch the name of somebody winning a lifetime achievement award in the Murrow College,
and it was Ann Curry. He said Ann Murray, right?
Yeah. It was so bad. Like, one is an amazing reporter, like award winning and Emmy winning, and just puts her life at risk for other things. The other one is a Canadian folk singer. Okay, so I don't understand who put this guy in charge at WSU. But man, he's not that guy. The person before him, Elson Floyd, Dr. Floyd, was one of the best presidents that any school had ever had, let alone just Wazoo. But this guy,
the College of Medicine is named after him. I don't think Kirk Schultz is going to get Jack named after him because he's probably going to leave soon, right? There's no way his tenure at Wazoo can be much longer if he's saying stuff like that. And wasn't he given offers from like TCU to be like an athletic director or something from like, or Northwestern University or something like that? Like,
well, I think he was getting offers to to be the head of like a conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Like, he can take over the Pac-12. He's given that job.
Go right ahead and make your imaginary job. That'll be the Pac-12, because the Pac-12 is dead. I've wanted it to be dead, but I wanted the death of the Pac-12 to be WSU and Oregon State leaving for either like Big 12 or just one of the other bigger conference, and just make it a Power 4, because the Power 5, the myth of the Power 5 has been gone for a long time. Because it's Power 5, but Pac-12 was absolutely 5, and you can't convince me otherwise of that.
And it's been that way the entire time. Like the entire time it's been like this. I mean,
I mean, I don't know. The ACC, let's not act like the ACC is some powerhouse. Like, they've had some great Clemson programs, and Florida State isn't Tennessee
but like, an ACC school?
They're an SEC.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
No.
And you just brought up Tennessee to defend the ACC, though, so that kind of explains where they're at.
Yeah.
The Vols, they're gonna say.
All right, calm down. All right.
But where the ACC lacks in football, they more than make up for in basketball.
Oh, 100%.
So
yeah.
And like the Pac-12, they like that's probably their biggest strength has been their basketball programs over the years with Arizona, UCLA, and schools like that. But
USC had a pretty good run for a while.
Yeah. And the Huskies did too, back in the Isaiah Thomas days. When,
you know that I actually met Isaiah Thomas one time.
You did.
My dad and I went to a Huskies practice, and I was like 10 years old, and so I got a picture with Lorenzo Romar and Isaiah Thomas. Lorenzo Romar, and the pictures of me with these guys, like with Isaiah Thomas, I'm not smiling. I'm like 10 years old. I got this like bowl cut haircut. I'm sitting there holding this UW basketball under my arm, going with Isaiah Thomas right next to me. I thought it was it.
And you were how old?
10. I was 10.
Were you taller than Isaiah Thomas?
Dude,
at that point.
I was damn near close. I was like, dude, it was It was really close. I'll have to find the picture and put it up when this gets posted because it's actually shocking how close I am to now. He just got inducted actually to the UW men's basketball Hall of Fame too. They just got
Very
he's got
well
his own
deserved.
purple jacket.
Very-
Oh, dude, no question. And the Bills just scored with 3.5 minutes left, by the way. So
That's good for you.
yep.
In your
Pick 'em
pick'em
baby.
league.
Pick 'em league.
No, Bo, I was telling Aaron before you got on here. Last time I did a pick'em league, I came in dead last and had to help out a customer wearing full football pads and gear while while working at a sports store. So that was the first and last time I do a pick'em league. So I'm
That's
good.
excellent. Did you have to wear cleats on the tile though? That's my number one question.
I decided I was gonna go the more clipboard Jesus route.
Oh, okay.
And I wore a baseball cap and was holding a clipboard like I was doing an inventory, just walking around the store.
Okay.
And I had a practice jersey over my shoulder pads. I had the padded pants on, all that fun stuff.
Charlie
and it was just
Whitehurst running Dick's Sporting Goods like a goddamn Navy.
Oh yeah.
Did you
Oh, yeah.
did you actually work at the sports store or did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
Yeah,
All right.
I work. It's a small mom and pop shop in Kirkland.
Oh, that's
but
right. Yeah.
best-
I remember you telling
best-
about that.
best place to work. I love all those guys. Shout out Rice Sand Athletics. Those are my people.
I love it.
But yeah, so pick'em leagues. Those are great.
I've
They're
never
a blast.
done one before.
They're a blast.
It sounds like you guys have had a great experience with them.
Well, this is my second time doing it with my buddy's family, and right now I'm in first place. If the Bills win, if they come back here and win, because they just got a 2-point conversion with Stephon Diggs, that was huge. If you win the whole league, you get a jersey of your choice and a pair of shoes worth up to $200. So I really want to win this year, and I've been a lot more studious about making my picks and paying attention to football a little bit more so I can get there. And I've been in first place all season so far. But I'm not going to hold my breath or say that I'll keep it because it could change at a second. I will say today
100%.
though, I've only gotten 3 games wrong so far out of all the games that they played. I've only not called 3, and one of them was the freaking Seahawks. But we'll talk about them later.
Hey, yeah. While we're on the subject of teams losing that shouldn't be losing, how about we talk about what we witnessed on Saturday a little bit, guys. And
So-
I really,
You really want
really-
to keep going? I just have a question
Yeah.
for Beau when you're done. But go.
yeah. No, I really wanted. I've really wanted Beau's take on what you've seen these past 5 weeks of Cougar football after what we started with in the first 4 weeks, and just like how as a former football player yourself, Beau, have you ever been on a team that just had such a hot start and then just then some sort of change in the wind just absolutely changed your guys' season, and then you guys just lost the rest of the games from there on out? Has that ever happened to you before?
I
And
mean,
does that
first
happen often?
So first off, we use the term player very loosely. I was a football practicer at Washington State. But I never was a part of something like this where you start out so hot and then it just dissipates. Like I'm kind of just baffled at how quickly the winds exited our sails here. And it kind of feels like, and I feel weird talking about this team as I have former teammates and people a part of the organization who I was with when I was practicing. But it seems like we had that hot start and went into the bye, and there was this mentality of like, okay, we're it. Like, sweet right now. We're gonna go out there and keep doing this, and then you fall on your face against UCLA, and you can't get anything going in the run game, and then you can't stop the run, and we just didn't pick the momentum back up. And I feel like there was kind of a complacency where you get all that confidence in by beating Wisconsin again, who is a ranked program, but then we kind of see like, is Wisconsin who we thought they were at the beginning of the
No.
season? Or was Oregon State really like, I know Oregon State's having a great season by their standards, but like, is that a big time win like we thought it was when they ran all over us? I think we overvalued the wins we had. And what were the two others? Colorado State and Northern Colorado, like not premier programs. And so we got 4 wins, and 2 of them being these ones where we thought, okay, like these are some high value wins against some big time opponents. And I think we just thought we were better than what we are right now. And then you get into the schedule and coming off the bye where maybe we didn't take the bye week very seriously, and we're like, okay, UCLA isn't some world beater, which I thought we would roll right through UCLA. Um, and then they just haven't gotten on top of it. And it seems like every week since UCLA, one side of the football hasn't shown up. And with Stanford this week, like the defense looked great, but it's Stanford's offense. And then we put up 7 points against the what did the broadcasters say? Stanford was 133rd in the FBS in passing defense.
Go
Oh.
Tree, go.
And throwing the ball is supposed to be our thing, and
Our
we put
bread
up
and butter,
7.
dude.
They
It's
think
supposed to be
they
our-
think we can't play Big Ten football. We just put up 7 points against Stanford. We're born and bred for the Big Ten West. You think we can't have a protected rivalry with Iowa in Northwestern? This is what we're built for.
Yeah, we're
But
built
yeah,
to
no,
run
I've
to
never
rush the ball
experienced
4
anything
yards.
like this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
incredible. I have kind of a follow up to that, Bo. Is like,
Mhm.
especially because you've been in locker rooms before, so you kind of understand. I mean, the vibe of Jake Dickert in the locker room is probably somewhat significantly different than how you experienced your football time at Wazoo. But you probably know what a locker room under Jake Dickert looks like better than some other people would. Am I wrong? Is that something that you think you could
I
could
mean,
say?
I was never there with Coach Dickert, so I
Right.
can't really speak to that, but I can speak to when when I left, it was right before the Leach coaching staff left. So
Okay.
I entered the transfer portal, and on my drive to Pullman to go pack up my apartment, I got a Bleacher Report update that everybody was leaving, and I was like, like I shouldn't have left the team yet.
Oh no.
But so my experience was with the Leach staff and
Okay.
then the University of Montana.
Yeah.
So I was never with Dickert and I was never with Rolovich, but I
Okay.
can speak to talking with
Like your
some of
friends
the
and buddies that
players
are
on
still
the
in there. Yeah.
my friends who were on the team and are a couple of guys who are still currently on the team, and they
Yeah.
seemed way happier when
Okay.
the switch took over.
Right.
But there's a difference between like having a healthy locker room
Yeah.
and just letting everything slide with
Yeah.
players like there is. I don't want to overstep because I don't know what this locker room is like, but
Yeah.
there I think there is something to like fearing your coach, and you
Yeah,
play
yeah.
better when you're scared of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it seems like the guys are way happier
Yeah.
under Coach Dickert.
That's kind of the vibe that I can tell too. And so after going on, winning 4 in a row, losing 5 in a row, what's the next move? If you could put yourself in the athletic director's shoes, if you had to make a decision as of right now, are you like, or even like as a coach, like either or, if you could make any changes anywhere, what would you change?
If I'm Patrick Chun, Dickert has another year.
Okay.
These guys need stability. Just with what the football program has been through in the past 6 years, from losing Tyler Helinski to losing Bryce Beekman, with Coach Leach leaving and Rolovich coming in, and guys who either loved or hated Coach Rolovich, and that whole scandal and everything with Dallas Hobbs and Cassidy Woods and people getting kicked off the team for trying to get their safety precautions and those kind of things. They need stability, and Jake Dickert is kind of right now. It's like maybe you don't love your new stepdad, but he's better than the last boyfriend mom had. That's kind of how I see him right now. It's like, well, I know I'm gonna get to soccer practice on time, and that's kind of how I view Dickert. Um, and it seems like a lot of the guys love him, and you got to give him because what he's had. Is this his second full year
Yeah.
as the head
Yes.
coach? I think you got to give guys at least 3. And I don't like, aside from this stretch, like he hasn't given anything where you say, okay, we need this guy out of here and we need to start anew. And I think he's a stabilizing factor where we can count on this guy to bring us into whatever the next stage of this program is, and he can weather the storm. So if I'm Pat Shun, Dickert has another year, and if I'm Dickert, who do we have next? It's
Cal.
Is it Cal?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I thought Cal beat her ass already, but
Doubt me. Jeez.
I think it's time you start trying out things. And I know he's a defensive guy, and the defenses look fine this week, but then I don't know what happened in Arizona.
Nobody knows what happened in
But
Arizona.
I think you just start throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And then you gotta sit down with your players and say like, okay, Cam Ward is a psychopath, and I love him at times, and a lot of the time it's like, oh my God, no, what are you doing? Okay, fine, thank you, next play. Or holy shit, how did he do that?
Yeah.
You got to sit down with him and be like, okay, you can't be the whole offense.
Yeah.
Like, let's get the quick game working again and get him working through the progressions and say, okay, can we just do one read to second read to run instead of trying to be Patrick Mahomes on speed? But
Oh, man.
but yeah, I'm not an offensive mind, so that's I don't know. You just gotta and he's not an offensive guy either, I believe. He was the D coordinator under Rolovich, right? So yeah, I mean, the defense has been fine the last couple of weeks, but you got to start trying stuff out on offense.
Because like it's unacceptable to get 4 rushing yards a game.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know that probably like they had to release Jalen Jenkins, for reasons that are still unknown to me at least. I don't know if you guys have heard what happened, or if you're I have no idea. But dude, it's just sad. Like Arbuckle, I'm over Arbuckle. By the way, I'm over him.
Really?
I think so. I mean, the dude's calling screen passes on 3rd and 15 when we're on the 20-yard line, our own 20. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it never works. It never works. Like, it frustrates me. It just frustrates me.
I would take a draw play over a screen pass on third and 15 from our own 20.
Exactly.
'Cause that has a lot less risk to it. But I'm not really against trying out Mateer at quarterback at this point, just because of the way that Cam's been playing lately. And obviously, like, if it doesn't work, just put Cam back in. But you got to do something different. And I think you put it best, Beau. Just throw some against the wall, find out if it sticks. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you just go back to what you had. And but they got to try. They do have to try something, and it's getting annoying to watch Cam Ward stay in that pocket for so long when his offensive line is doing all the work that they can to keep him safe. But there's nothing they can do if he wants to stand in there for 10 seconds. So That's kind of where I'm at with the whole
And that's something that Leach
thing.
wasn't afraid to do either, which was to pull the starter when it
Yeah.
was Luke Falk, pull Falk and put in Helinski, and then a quarter later or the next game go back to your starter. But just I think there is value in taking mental reps on the sideline during games and saying like, okay, I can see what's open over here live, and you can get a lot out of watching film. But when it's heat of the moment and you're right there and thinking, God, I wish I was in there, and you're seeing the mistakes the other guy makes and the good things that the other guy does that maybe you wouldn't see, I think there's a ton of value in that. And maybe pulling him for a quarter or the second half of the game when we're not doing anything, I think we shouldn't be afraid of that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's some good Coug talk there.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. Now I think we should go to the other football team that we all like that
Before we go to the other football team, I planned something
what do you
for
got?
today. I got a little trivia game for you and Beau to play against each other.
Okay.
It's only 5 questions, so just bear with me. So for our listeners, Beau Braden is a jersey aficionado. He's got immense skill with Photoshop, and he does like these really sick recreations of jerseys and posts them on his Instagram at Beau Creates. We'll have to put it in our description because that stuff is incredible, and you need to go check his stuff out. It's gorgeous stuff. It's incredible. He designed a Seahawks jersey that was Cougs colors. So cool. It was so rad. It was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so I kind of put together a little jersey-ish trivia thing for you two to go against each other.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how that. This is the first try, first time doing this, but just first person to answer wins. Keep track of your points. All right, you guys ready?
Okay. Deal.
All right. What are NFL jerseys made out of? There are 3 materials that I put down, and I'll take any of them.
I'm gonna go polyester, cotton, and spandex.
Okay, Derek.
I'm gonna say oh, that's my first one. Let's see. I'm gonna say polyester. Just as a guess there. So
You guys are both right. Derek only said polyester, and you said what? Polyester, cotton, spandex. So the ones that I found were polyester, nylon, and mesh, because the combination of the 3 of those makes it waterproof and stretchy a little bit.
wow.
Is mesh a fabric in itself, though?
I don't know, man. Listen,
Okay.
it's just there's mesh on them. That's what Cora said. Cora gave me this answer.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys both a point on that one, just because there was 3 different answers.
Well done, Derek.
The second question? What is the name of the blue color on the Seahawks home jersey? And if you name the other 2 colors, there's bonus points. You have to give me the exact
it's college
name.
navy. It's college navy, action green, and wolf gray.
Dambo. All right,
Yeah,
everybody.
he got
was
it.
right off
That.
the bat.
He
4
got
points. Or 3 points immediately.
Because
Oh my
I knew-
goodness.
I knew the action green and wolf gray, but I knew that it wasn't just navy. So
Nike is weird where you have to have like your own special. I gotta have my special blue. You gotta have special names for it. I got really hyper fixated on Retro Bowl. You guys play that the app Retro Bowl, and they just released the college version, and I went through and I spent way too much time and looked up like every team's color codes for their jerseys to get like the appropriate uniforms in there. And the amount of Seahawks projects I've done, like I've had to go look up the hex codes for that. So
yeah,
unfair advantage on that one.
Well, that was kind of the point. I wanted you to just kind of show people that you're a stud in this kind of thing. Derek, I'm sorry that I'm kind of embarrassing you a little bit, but it wasn't whatever my intention, even though maybe it was just a little bit. Okay, question number 3. What NFL color rush jersey? What team is their color rush jersey is Kelly green? What NFL team?
The New York Jets.
Hey, let's go, Derek, on the
Let's
board.
go.
Kelly Green, nicely done. Yes, the New York Jets are correct.
I almost said Philly, but that's their throwback jersey. Yeah.
But their color
Even
rush
though the
jersey
Jets'
is
color rush is black.
okay. It was
The Jets, it used to be like the first ever color rush against the Bills, where it like pissed off all the red green colorblind people.
oh
But their color rush isn't green anymore.
Oh, well, I guess.
I don't know.
Okay, so Derek will get the point, but I'll give Bo half a point for I was wrong in the first time.
I'll just put $1 in the douchebag jar for my rebuttal right there.
All right.
How old is this article you're reading? You're getting these questions off of.
I just looked up the names.
Chat
the color rush jersey
GPT's
names.
data set cuts off at a certain year.
Come on. Okay, question number 4. How many stripes are on the Bengals jersey's shoulders?
3.
4.
3. Beau Braden.
Damn.
Right off the bat.
It's not on the screen
Money.
right now.
No, I know. I was going to say, I should have said no cheating, but anyway, yes, 3 is correct. Right off the bat, that was good. Now, last question. You guys ready? So, this is a Seattle sports question, so this one's kind of more, this is leaning towards, I'm expecting Derek to get this one, because I know he's a big Seattle sports head. The first Mariner, Seahawk, and Sonic athlete to have their jersey retired. Bonus points if you can give me the year. So, who was the first Mariner to get their number retired?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yep.
Steve Largent.
Okay.
And
Jack Sikma.
I want to say Dale Ellis for the Sonics.
Incorrect. Lenny Wilkins was the Sonic, and he was inducted just after your birthday back in 1979, Derek. So,
back when they won the championship, that would make sense that they would retire his jersey after that.
Exactly. But yeah, that was my little trivia. I think I want to start doing that more with our guests because I think it's pretty fun to see how Derek stacks up in somebody else's expertise area.
Oof. Yeah,
that is fun. I feel like I need a bell though, like for the
I think
Wendy's grammar.
We gotta figure something out.
Yeah. Either a bell or we gotta just write down our answers too. And just
whiteboard.
Get like a whiteboard or a piece of paper. That would be a good idea. All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, that's a better idea. We'll do that.
Hey, this is still a new podcast. We're still learning here. All right.
Exactly.
Preseason for everybody.
It's preseason for everybody, man. Preseason for everybody.
No, I'm just glad that. I mean, man, I had so many Sonic names that went through my head, but I couldn't think of which one that would be that guy. But
did you think of Lenny Wilkins?
I did think of Lenny Wilkins, but I also thought of like Xavier McDaniel. That name popped up. But I know that Gary Payton and Sean Kemp's both aren't retired because the Sonics were taken from us before those two could get retired.
And I bet you the first game back they'll retire both those jerseys. What do you think?
Yes, 100%.
They have to.
And I will be there even if it costs me thousands of dollars to be there. So
credit card debt?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I probably go into credit card debt for that too, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
If I don't get tickets immediately and have to get aftermarket, I will get aftermarket. I don't care. And I don't care what it'll cost. That's just like the Mariners' first playoff game in 21 years. I have to be at this one too. Yeah. There's 2 games. Those are the 2 games I've always said. Even my own death won't keep me from them. Bring Weekend at Bernie's me to the first Sonics game. Anyone who goes has my permission.
Okay, deal.
We're gonna spread Derek at the first Sonics game back, but he's not cremated.
Just throw my left hand on the court. It doesn't even look like a hand. Oh my god!
What is that? Is that his heart? Why are there fingernails on his kidney?
Oh, you
Oh
both.
boy.
What he would have wanted.
If I die in a tragic accident before the Sonics' first game, you two have my permission.
Cut
Actually,
your hand off and throw it on the court. That's
yes.
what you want. That's Derek. What if I get like a half court shot with it? Would that be better? Would that be better? I'll sneak on the court.
You better make it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Derek, please. I can make a half court shot, no problem. I would just have to practice with like a softball. I feel like that's closer to the same weight.
That would be pretty similar.
Maybe the Nerf balls with the fan on the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or like the one that whistles.
Dude, those whistling Nerf footballs were the best, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh,
those
yeah,
were
and they
awesome.
tasted so good.
Yeah, I bet they
Why have we all tasted a Nerf ball before?
Oh my gosh,
That's
well
the
that
real
was
question.
the boy version of Polly Pocket clothes.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
It was gnawing on the
100%.
Nerf ball.
Like I've never met somebody who had a Nerf ball that didn't have a bite chunk out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a mint condition Nerf ball before.
It's not possible, man.
Mhm.
It is not possible.
Like on my birthday, taking it out of the wrapping paper, I'm like, what? Why does it already have a bite taken out of it?
It's right where the laces are too. How am I supposed to throw the damn
Oh my
thing?
gosh.
Your dad took a bite out of it when he wrapped it for you.
He's like,
He's like,
Now
just like my childhood.
now it's your turn, son.
It's a rite of passage
It is a red
right
for the
passage.
father to take a bite out of his son's Nerf ball. I will do that for my son.
as he will for his and his.
Like my father and his father before him will eat the Nerf ball on my son's birthday.
That's what Beau Jr.'s gonna get. Oh my God,
You
that
learn
went
how to
off the
adjust
rails
to that
so
one.
fast.
That did not take long.
All right,
That's what it's all about right there.
okay. Should we actually start talking more
we can
sports
talk
and
about-
not
we can talk about
have
the
to talk
Seahawks.
talk
Man.
about real football and not eating footballs?
I don't want
Yes.
to talk about the Seahawks, man. They sucked. That
They
was
did.
If
awful.
we're talking about eating the ball, should we bring up Russell Wilson's failed business venture?
Oh yes.
Wait a minute.
you
Hold
remember
on.
Eat the Ball?
Oh yeah, I had a box of those. I think I still have a box of those somewhere. I need to try and
What
find
are
them.
you talking about?
You've never
Russell?
seen Eat the Ball?
Oh,
What
look it
is
up
that?
right. Look
I'm
it up
gonna-
right now, Aaron.
Look it up. Just Eat the Ball. Just search Eat the Ball.
Yep. It is boxed bread shaped like a football that Russell Wilson was on the cover of. And I one time bought I raffled myself for a gift basket, and in that gift basket was the Russell Wilson Eat the Ball football bread. And so I still have it somewhere. I don't know where though.
He got sued over it.
He got sued over it?
I guess so. Well, okay, TMZ is reporting that he got sued over it. So let me work it back a little bit.
There was
And
definitely
I
percentages
tweeted
in
about
that.
this recently.
Uh-huh.
I tweeted about this recently. I'm gonna send you my tweet about Eat the Ball, but wasn't it like I don't know why he got sued over it. I this is news to me. I just remember this was like Russell Wilson's attempt at like curing world hunger.
Ain't no way.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he tried to cure world hunger. That's a
Dude,
very
yeah.
him thing to do.
because he's this, him with a capital H.
Yep.
Is it just
Mr.
me
Mr.
or is,
Unlimited. That means unlimited football bread.
Unlimited bread, dude. That's what Jesus said when he like had the basket of the fish and the bread. He was like unlimited.
Oh
We're
man.
like, how are you gonna feed all these people, Jesus? And he goes, unlimited.
Oh no.
I unbelievable that he bread fresh frozen. All right. Marketing. Yeah, that's
What
how
was
you
it
want
like?
people
Was
to...
it good, Derek?
Yeah, was it?
I never ate it. I never opened the box. I was too afraid to because it was a box of bread Okay, that's why I didn't eat it. I'm not, I was not about to touch that.
We should do maybe your next guest. You should have a blind taste test of Nerf football versus Eat the Ball.
I
Derek,
bet you.
ship them
Taste
one
the
of their
difference.
football loaves. This is the same thing.
I think the Nerf football tastes better. If I'm going to be honest here.
It just might, dude.
Not as
Ugh.
much of a choking hazard.
See, that's why I want to keep Geno Smith around. He's not dumb enough to get into a boxed bread business. So, no matter
Yeah, I actually-
no matter how much he underthrows the ball, I don't want him to go yet.
I do.
Hand bread.
I do. I want
You
Gino to
do?
go. Yeah, I'm
Really?
over it, man. He's not playing it's just not consistent, bro. He makes poor decisions. He underthrows the ball consistently, and when guys are wide open, he can't do his job properly. And I want somebody to do. I want us to trade for the first draft pick. I want Michael Penix in a Seahawks uniform, and we'll be set for like at least 10 years.
You were going to eat those words the same way Derek eats those footballs. You were so wrong about this.
How? How am I wrong about this?
Because because he's an aggressive quarterback, and so interceptions. You're like, there's the three-pronged approach where, like, if you want a lot of touchdowns, you either have a lot of sacks, a lot of throwaways, or a lot of interceptions. And while sacks aren't like, what is it, like 0.3% of I'm not like a big time analytics nerd, but like sacks are like 0.3% of as bad like of a negative play as an interception. I'm taking those interceptions because we get the aggressive play out of Geno. I want him taking those risks because he takes more risks than the guys who are just taking a sack or throwing the ball away, like your Kirk Cousins and your just like docile game managers. Like I'll put up with those interceptions because we get those explosives that you don't get with every other quarterback. And I feel like this part of the Seahawks fandom that I'm just now realizing that you're a part of is overreacting to these interceptions because we're getting that first sputter out of Geno Smith, where we just played a team who's probably going to go to the AFC Championship.
No,
like the
you're right.
Baltimore
No, you're
Ravens
right.
look like the best team in the NFL right now. And yeah, we struggled, but who would you rather have than Geno Smith right now? I don't think I could name I don't think I could name more than 10 quarterbacks I would rather have than Geno Smith right now.
Like that are available or that are like already playing for other teams?
I'm just saying, like in the NFL right now,
Okay.
I think he's a top 10 quarterback. Like I think he's 9 to 12. I think he's 9 to 12 right now.
But wouldn't you rather have that like a sack instead of an interception? Because with an interception you lose possession, and then with a sack you have another chance most of the time, right? I mean,
I understand that, but it's his approach to taking the risk where we don't get the same amount of explosive plays, or we wouldn't get the same amount of explosive plays because he wouldn't be willing to take those risks. Like I would rather him take the risk, especially with an opportunistic defense,
okay.
to go
Okay.
do that and say, like, I'm going to thread the needle because he's insane. Like he's an insane quarterback. Like I understand there's the underthrows and like he'll spray it on occasion, but
It's more than on
plays
occasion.
you football. I'm sorry, I don't know your cussing your policy on the
Well,
podcast.
we'll leave it up.
I've already given myself so much editing to do because I didn't warn you about that earlier. But
I apologize. I should have.
But that's on me for not warning you about it. So
I mean, eventually, I think we'd like to get past that, right? Like once we have jobs that once Derek, I guess, has a job that allows him to be a little bit more profane and like speak it, like be a little bit more,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, Gino plays funk you football.
Funk you football.
And I'll take that all day. I think we're overreacting to this, especially like I know I had high expectations going into this season, like with the wide open NFC, but I think there's also the element of like we're definitely a year out from like this. Remember like what we were thinking going into last year, where it was like, okay, trying to talk yourselves into Drew Lock being
Yeah.
our starting quarterback and like not even considering Geno being the guy, and
Yeah.
then we out of nowhere make the playoffs. Like a rebuild's supposed to be 3 years. And I know we like kind of did the reload instead of rebuild thing and we snuck into the playoffs, but like this is not supposed to be our year, even though the stars are aligning with just like how the NFC is built right now, that it could be. But like we're not the team yet.
Right, but like, see, I don't know if I love that mindset of saying like a rebuild has to take 3 years. I think why not like go for it? Like you said, like we're doing. Nobody expected us to be 5-3 right now. Nobody expected us to hold our own against the Browns, who arguably. So last week when we played the Browns had the best defense in football. But when we played the Ravens this week, you could argue that the Ravens had the best defense in football. You know, and so I think saying that if it's not our year, I don't think having a year is the most important part. I think winning games week by week, no matter what year it is, or even if we're not supposed to do it, I think that we can do it this year. I think that we are more than capable of getting deep into the playoffs this year, especially with the squad that we have.
That's
I
fair.
I personally see. I think just the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens just match up against our defense a lot better than most other teams do, because when you have that, like the Seahawks, I feel like the Seahawks defense has never really done that well against a dual threat quarterback like Lamar Jackson, like because the Seahawks used to have a lot of trouble with Colin Kaepernick's legs, even in the Legion of Boom era. So, like, running quarterbacks have never really been the Seahawks' strength, and Lamar is probably the best, one of, if not the best, running quarterbacks that's ever
He is.
existed in this
Not
league.
existed. Right now, he's the best in the league. He's
Yeah,
the best running quarterback.
yeah. Besides, like you can only make the argument for Michael Vick as someone who's better, and so I feel like the Seahawks have just never really matched up very well against quarterbacks like him, especially dual threats, and they have good running backs too, which adds a whole nother dimension to that. And the more that offense has the ball, which like the Seahawks having a pretty stagnant offense today gave the Baltimore offense a lot of opportunities today. Those guys are going to get worn out, and a lot of rushing touchdowns are going to happen, like what we saw today. Those guys were winded. Devin Witherspoon wasn't having his best game as far as like pass coverage in this game either. So, he kind of had his welcome to the NFL moment today, and it took longer than that usually takes, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I was only watching it on and off, but every time I saw someone throw Devin Witherspoon's way, he was a step behind him today. So against like Odell Beckham, which like he's old, but he's still a very good receiver, and he knows how to pick on a rookie for sure. So
he's got hands, man. He may not be as fast as he was, but the dude can catch almost anything.
Well, he's an all-time separator, and vets like those where they're like an all-time-ish great, like they're gonna pick on a rookie like no matter your pedigree.
Oh, 100%.
I went to look up to give you an idea of where Geno stands like in that aggressiveness.
Okay. Yeah.
And I went over to PFF
Okay.
and looked at turnover worthy plays, and Geno Smith is 8th towards the top of the league in turnover worthy plays, and he sits right between Patrick Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence. Those are the two guys. He's one below Patrick Mahomes, and he's tied with Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, and then he has one more than Justin Herbert. So that's the kind of like it's 11 turnover worthy plays on the season right now.
I didn't think about it like that. No, that's a good way to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Like those
Turnover
are
worthy
I
plays.
want an aggressive quarterback, especially with a young, opportunistic defense like that. And also just like, because you were just talking about Devin Witherspoon, like thinking about our core right now, like basically our entire team has been here for they're in their second year with the team. Like even Chenna and Wosu, like one of the like older guys on the team, has been here for 2 years. Or like Bobby Wagner's coming back like for a
Yeah.
second, like is coming back like as a leader and kind of had to like step aside with being that voice in the locker room for a bit. So this team is still very much like gelling together and learning how to play professional football. So I think it's a very much like a year three kind of thing. And this is like kind of like how last year was, where it's like we're playing with house money. And if we go make a run in the playoffs, like that's sweet. But like it wasn't supposed to be us these last 2 years.
Well, yeah, last year we thought the number 5 pick we were gonna get was gonna be ours,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the Broncos. So, and then we had what 21, I think, was what we earned.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so and the Seahawks actually used the number 5 and the number 21 and got 2 very good playmakers with it.
Very good playmakers.
Like we can put the Jalen Carter debate to rest now.
I think so too.
Oh,
Like
100%.
it's not like I don't it's not like I don't think that Jalen Carter would have been a good addition to this team, but I think Devin Witherspoon's a better addition, if you ask me.
I think so too. Our secondary was lacking like a tremendous amount, or they had been since like the Legion of Boom dissipated, and like, who's the like Quandre Diggs and number 27 Trey.
Brown?
Is that who I'm thinking of?
Well,
Or wait, are you talking about
Tariq Woolen's number,
Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
yeah, Tariq
Yeah,
Woolen's
that's-
27. Yeah.
Okay, Tariq Woolen's 27. Yeah, I couldn't. But like Witherspoon brings a whole different type of play style, like those corners. Like he's the hard hitting, like he's like the Jamal Adams, but he covers people. Like it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jamal's having himself a good year so far, though. I've been impressed with the way
minus the
he's
injuries,
been playing.
he's been doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think like one of my favorite moments I saw in this game was there was a point where it looked like Devin Witherspoon, like he was in a verbal confrontation with Jamal Adams at one point, and so
Really?
I really like his willingness to step up and just and defend himself and call out even a veteran player that like on things that are bugging him is what that kind of looked like to me. Like no, you need to be in coverage here and like things like that. So I like it when rookies find their voice early, because if you have that kind of confidence, you're only gonna the sky's the limit for you after that. I mean,
he'll get that captain's patch real quick if he keeps on talking like that and keeping into like voicing his opinions and stuff and like being a team leader for sure.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
and like for the older guys to respect him like that enough
Oh,
to say
100%.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like they know his skill level. The dude didn't give up a single reception in college. Like they know how good he is, right? Like it's his numbers were absurd in Illinois, and they know what his potential is. And I think that they're like you said, Bo. Like the leaders are like kind of allowing it, right? Like I'm sure like if they didn't think he was like deserving of having a voice like that, because you have to be a very specific type of player. I feel like and a type of person to have that kind of leadership voice, especially in a locker room. Bo, I'm sure you can attest to something like that because, I've never held a leadership position like that in the locker room, and but you've been around it as much as you have. So, I wonder what Witherspoon is like as a person, and like as like a teammate if he's starting this out. So I wonder if everybody's got that same respect for him.
I mean, yeah, no, like you have to earn having that kind of pull in a locker room. And when you show up and make big plays like that, and you're on top of doing your job, and you're not being a selfish teammate and trying to do other people's jobs, that kind of thing, like he's on top of his stuff. And see that? I said stuff. But he's on top of everything, and so he's earned the right to have a voice in that locker room, which is a great sign. And now I think, well, you spit absolute blaspheme of saying you want to go get Michael Penix in the first round.
I still want to.
I say we go get Devin Witherspoon's teammate from Illinois, Johnny Newton, who is an absolute menace at defensive tackle. And if you want to have a good time watching a big man move around, go
What's
look
his
him
name?
up. So his name is Jerjon Newton, but he goes by Johnny. He could end
Johnny
up
Newton.
being a top half of the first round guy, but if he falls to the early late 20s, I would be very excited to have him on our roster.
Okay.
So the Seahawks have what pick right now in the first round? I guess we don't know. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
we won't know that for a while.
I would say
sorry.
we're probably sitting around 21 like we were last year.
Right, but let me rephrase my question. I'm not that stupid. Of course, I know that we don't have the draft picks yet. Do we have a first round pick right now?
Yes, yeah.
We
gave up the second this year for Leonard Williams, and then a fifth next year.
How as a DN, Bo, how do you feel about that Leonard Williams pickup?
I thought it was a little rich at first to give up a second round pick for him, but then when you see how much of the contract was eaten up by New York, it made a lot of sense. And I think we just needed juice along the defensive line, and he's a solid veteran who's bringing experiences. We're like trying to bring along so many guys in that front seven. And I think he fits right in to our defense, and he already loves him, and Clint Hurt seems really excited about him. He just did an interview on KJ Wright's podcast, and Clint Hurt seemed really excited to have a guy like Leonard Williams to be like another veteran voice in that locker room, because Jaron Reed is fine, but Leonard Williams has been like kind of more towards that upper tier in the NFL and doing it on lesser teams. So he has that kind of pull. So I think he's excited to be like in a winning culture. And he's kind of that tweener body where he can play a 1 or a 2-eye, but then we can also like put him in a 4-eye / like 5 and go out on the edge. So I like having a versatile guy like that. And while I was reluctant, just being like, okay, we gave up a second, and then like the gut punch of like the 49ers getting Chase Young for a third.
I know, dude. Like that was tough.
It was tough to see at first, but I think it's a great addition. I don't know what his like if he's a free agent after this year or if he has another couple of years.
He is a free agent after this year, but if the Seahawks don't re-sign him, they get a third-round pick from the Giants.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I feel fine about it then. And I'm sure we're going to pay him, and it's not going to be the crazy contract that he's been having in New York his last 2 stints. So,
especially because guys get to Seattle and then they want to stay here, like because Seattle's a great place to live, especially if you have a lot of money, like Williams does, and so like that happens to a lot of guys. I mean, like Quandre Diggs got here, he resigned, and then Jamal Adams got here, he resigned, and like who else? Carlos Dunlap, that's another one that
I think
happened
we
with.
extended Chenna too.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
So when guys get here, they like Seattle. I mean, it even happened. Bill Russell coached 1 year in Seattle after he retired from basketball, and he never left. So
yeah,
that tells you all you need to know right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great place to live if you have
money. Yeah.
If you have money, yeah.
That's he's one of the lucky few Leonard Williams is. So I think he'll stay around, and he seems like a guy we would pay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially for what we gave up for him, too.
Right.
So.
Oh, 100%. Man. Well, I think that's a good way to end this one. I think it's been a really good chat, guys. Bo, you are welcome back on this podcast anytime you want to be.
Anytime.
Oh man, I appreciate that. I'll make sure I don't lose this link to your room, and I'll just show up whenever.
Hey, we're usually on Sundays around this time. If we get just a random Bo pop in,
I wouldn't complain. I would not complain.
Yeah, on a Sunday night, I'm gonna hop in and be like, I'm peeved off.
Hey, go for it.
Ranting.
You should, yeah.
No, I really appreciate
yes.
you guys having me on. Thank you.
Dude, it's been a blast. Do you want to plug any like your socials or anything before you go? Like, kind of shout out your own stuff.
Yeah, Beau Creates on Instagram and Twitter.
With a Z at the end, right?
With a Z at the end. You can link those for me if you would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Follow Beau Creates. He's a very talented guy, and
very much
just
so.
just a really funny Twitter follow too. So follow him on Twitter if you can.
It's the greatest. Always a good one. It's the greatest. One of the greatest Twitter pages of all time.
Oh, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah. I did get voted best Twitter in high school, so.
Okay. All right. Listen.
So the rumors are true.
Okay. Oh God. Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Just to let you know, he did not peak in high school either. So it only got better from there.
Yeah, I'm still getting cuter, as Jack Harlow said. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, Beau, and thank you for
Beau.
listening to the We'd Like to Announce podcast. Aaron, where can people find our social medias and where can they listen?
WLTA.podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Listen on Spotify and YouTube right now. Spotify is really cool now. You can actually watch us on Spotify. Like, I didn't know you could do that until Derek posted them on there, and I was like, that's pretty rad. But go give it a follow. We'll link everything everywhere, and we got some good content coming up that's planned up. I got some stuff in the works that'll be
all right
stuff. So
we're locked in.
Beautiful.
Locked in, baby. Locked in.
So,
there we go. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a good night or day, whenever you're listening.